What happened to well-written characters? Recently, I've been struck by Hollywood's lazy writing, and it's so frustrating to me. As someone who enjoys writing and storytelling, seeing the lackadaisical shit they can still feed us just because they have access to an already successful thing is really frustrating. I'm a lifelong Star Wars fan, and Star Wars is filled with some great writing, some of the best we've ever seen, and some of the worst we have ever seen. Take Rey, for example. She goes through no trials, no training, no hard decisions, yet she always just succeeds and never slips up at all. She is a hero's journey's arc if you removed the journey part, and it is the most boring thing to watch. But on the contrary, take Ahsoka Tano, for example. We see her grow from a child to an adult, and she is naturally gifted as well as Rey, but we see her fail and arise stronger still.
Not bad. It took us 5 minutes to knock you out that time.
She has flaws akin to her master. She's strong headed, rash, and quick to act, but as time goes on, we see her evolve and change. Her appearance in the late seasons of Clone Wars, Rebels, and The Mandalorian show how far she has come. She's more calculated and patient. Perhaps nobody in all of Star Wars has gone through more pain than her, and she still has a good heart.
Ahsoka.
Anakin. I won't leave you. Not this time.
Then you will die.
Ahsoka feels more human than Rey because we see her fail time and time again, only for her to finally succeed and help spark the rebellion from the shadows. Now, I didn't intend to make this whole video about Star Wars, but I don't think there's any better examples of lazy writing than the return of Palpatine and the rise of Skywalker. Nothing about that whole movie makes any sense whatsoever. In The Last Jedi, even Anakin's lightsaber is split in half, but at the beginning of the next movie, it's just fine with a little band-aid on it, only for Rey to just make her own at the very end of the movie. Why doesn't she just start the movie with the new one? If you want to copy the original trilogy like they did in the first two somewhat, just have her start with the new lightsaber or show her making it. It just doesn't make any sense. It's common sense to me, but I don't know how this movie got approved to be made. It feels like a fanfic written by a 14-year-old. But I'm not going to sit here and rant about the movie that came out 3 years ago because there's already a billion videos like that on YouTube. But this line
Somehow Palpatine returned.
will haunt me until I am buried in this earth. It sends cringe goosebumps down my spine. They killed off the main villain only to just replace him with the old one. And not to mention, it completely dilutes Luke and Vader's character arcs. Both of them triumph over the dark side, and it doesn't matter now that Palpatine is just back. It's like they wanted to pay homage to the original trilogy, but all they did was kind of drag it through the mud and tarnish what the story's even about. I'm deeply frustrated with Hollywood being able to get away with nearly anything because of the money and fame they possess. They should be held accountable for their dog shit writing and character development. Not to say that there's no good movies anymore. There's some diamonds out there, but I'm sick of having my nostalgia abused by foolish writing. I'm a lifelong Star Wars fan, and I feel I could have made a better story as an amateur college student. I'm a huge fan of good storytelling, and I want to see my favorite tales be told correctly and not dragged through the mud like the sequels did to Star Wars. But things like the new Ahsoka trailer and The Mandalorian give me hope for Star Wars, as those shows are in the right hands. People who love Star Wars and the work they do. Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau put passion into their storytelling, and that is something that cannot be said for all of Hollywood. Now, say what you will about either show, but I believe in Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni because they're lifelong Star Wars fans, same as I am, and they're putting as much passion as they can afford to in both of these series. And I'm really hopeful, and I try to stay positive and hope for the best because at the end of the day, I am a Star Wars fan, and I'm not trying to just be a hater, but I have to call out lazy writing when I see it. So, hope you guys enjoyed, and see you later.